Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anyone's not aware of this is a genuine investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, we're going to be looking at MMTLP with a focus on questions and opinions with regard to a timeline. We're also going to be looking at questions for FINRA, and I do believe the heat is building up on FINRA with significant pressure coming, and also we've had deadline for Gary Gensler, so go ahead and check out the previous video where we shared the letter for that. And in today's video we're also going to be looking at ticker symbol VRNA, which has had a good run, and it's a call in our weekly watch list, and it's also a stock which has got a key important catalyst date, so stay tuned for details of that. And before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So first of all, what I can say is the Nasdaq 100 is currently extending gains to 1% as the tech shares rally is now starting off the week. So we can also see here from Yahoo Finance, the stock market today, the S&P 500, Nasdaq has hit record fresh highs as Wall Street is getting bullish. So and finally, shout out here to investing.com, who've just posted as the market has ended that the Nasdaq is ending at a new record high for the 6th day in a row. So overall great news here for the markets. So I'd like to start by focusing on the issue with regard to broker dealers and also the share imbalance in terms of what we saw with TradeStation. So continuing on this theme, what Pro Street has posted here, tagging in the DTCC and also focusing on the 105 brokers. In this post we can see here that is stated here, first of all, we have 9 disclosed brokers. They were allocated just in excess of 104 million shares. Then we have 96 undisclosed brokers, and they were supposedly allocated just in excess of 61.459 million shares. So we, first of all, if we look at what we know in terms of TradeStation, we know that TradeStation, or we can assume that TradeStation were allocated just in excess of 640,000 shares. So if we break down the total share allocation for the 9 brokers, that comes to just in excess of 104 million shares. Then that leaves us with approximately 61.459 million, and if we average it out per broker using the same figure as TradeStation, then we're looking at just in excess of 640,000 shares per broker. So in the other image here we can see it is stated here, breaking down all the different brokers and the number of potential shares that they have, using the average figure here of 640,199 and 75, and he states here that we know that first of all the floats have been allocated. 640,199 was not enough for TradeStation. Multiple broker dealers have also been known to approach McCabe for shares, and that has been stated in one of the letters. And in the final image here we look at obviously a summary of the key brokers. We know that TD Ameritrade had the most number of shares, just in approximately 53 million. Fidelity was the second highest, just in approximately 21 million. But the key thing at the bottom that I'd like to focus on is the unknown. And in terms of the unknown, what we can see here is this is basically a question that we could say FINRA are either not willing, or they may say they are not able to find out for broker dealers operating in other countries. So we're looking at Europe, we're looking at Asia, potentially Canada as well, and we do not know what portion of those shares are obviously out there in terms of being accounted for. So that's the key question. And let's now give a shout out here to Jalen on the theme of one of the posts in yesterday's video. So if you're aware that there was a key deadline for Gary Gensler, I'm not sure if he's met that deadline. We're still waiting for confirmation from Congress. However, I would be surprised if he has met that deadline. But what Jalen has posted here is regard to schedule for Gary Gensler, and he states here, I'm probably way off my thinking, but he believes that the Financial Committee with the SEC on the day of the MMTLP corporate action, and exactly 1 day after the FINRA fire, when the SEC and Sam Drady coordinated a meeting and mentioned other radars, is still important. So we've highlighted in yellow there the meeting that Gary Gensler allegedly attended, and it is quite possible that MMTLP was on this agenda. So what we would like is obviously release of any meetings of those meeting minutes of those meetings. And finally, shout out here to Curtis, who's responded to a post from UAHMU, and this is with regard to the question about resolution. And what he stated is, in your opinion, first of all, are we close to a resolution? We all need some good news and we all need some money. So I think this is a question that also resonates with many MMTLP shareholders, but obviously the response here from Curtis, which I think is accurate, and that is anybody putting a timeline or a date on anything is completely irresponsible. So, and one of the reasons why for that is we do not know how long these things are going to take. But Curtis does believe that obviously things are happening behind the scenes. I also believe that that is happening. However, in terms of something concrete, we will still have to wait. I finally like to finish off by having a look at ticker symbol VRNA, also known as Verona Pharmaceuticals. This is a stock that was shared in terms of the Discord, not only in the weekly watch list, but also in our DD channel, where we shared information with regard to a potential FDA date. So what I can share with you here is that there is an upcoming catalyst. The upcoming catalyst for Verona Pharmaceuticals is FDA's regulatory decision on ensifentrine, and this has a PDUFA target date, and this is set for June the 26th, 2024. So we're approximately 9 days away from that, but let's have a look at details of what this could potentially mean. So in terms of the profile of the company, we can see here they are a company that is looking at developing innovative therapies for the treatment of respiratory diseases. Verona Pharmaceuticals. So in terms of this catalyst, this is from the investor presentation, and we can see here the PDUFA action date is as of June the 26th, 2024. This is an investigational first-in-class drug candidate looking at US FDA review for maintenance and treatment of COPD. So there is a large market with significant unmet need. So obviously that's very important in terms of the overall potential, and this could be the first drug approval in this sector. We're looking at potential $10 billion worth of US sales. Millions of patients remain symptomatic and unsatisfied with current therapies. So this is a drug that has got potential in terms of potential for improving the lives of people with these issues. We're looking at positive phase 3 data on key lung function measures, symptoms and exacerbations. These were well tolerated over 24 and 48 weeks. But as far as investors, what we are interested in is the targeted commercial opportunity. So the medical benefits is expected to be an important reimbursement channel. So the company will be looking to obviously focus on the revenue side of this, but let's have a look at obviously the product pipeline. We can see here company are involved in a number of other products areas in terms of treatment. So we can see that there are multiple product opportunities. These include asthma, cystic fibrosis, non-CF bronchitis, and we can see a number of different stages with the first one, treatment of COPD, looking at US FDA review, which is hopefully coming very soon. So let's have a look at the financial position of the company. So we're looking at $400 million debt facility, 345 million potential future draws, revenue interest purchase and sale agreement 250 million, and they're looking at obviously potential funding to 2026 and also beyond. So strong healthy financial position there for the company. If we now have a look at the key aspects of this date, if the approval goes as expected, as in positive, then they're looking at US launch in the third quarter of 2024, which could lead to significant revenue generation. So this is, we can see here that Verona is positioned for a successful launch, and if approved, obviously they're going to look at target the large market with the unmet need. Commercial preparations currently by the organization are well underway, and people and financial resources to support the launch, and they obviously are claiming a significant amount of cash. Let's now focus as investors on the chart. So this is the chart for today. So congratulations to everybody in the Discord, anywhere else who got into symbol VRNA. It was up in excess of 10% 10% today, closing at $16.66. But let's have a look at how it's been doing over the previous 5 days. Up in excess of 30.67%, but obviously this is a biostock. Biostocks are always high risk, and it's always with bad news they can come down very, very fast. So this certainly needs to be traded with care. But this date, I think, as far as my opinion is, I think this stock could continue to run up to that date. If that date we get positive news from the FDA, then I do expect more upside in this. So tick symbol VRNA. If you would like to get due diligence and further information about stocks we are watching, as well as our daily stock alerts and weekly watch list, details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.